Alright, so I figured it might be easier just to make you a little video to show you what you need to go through to get set up for this thing. So first of all, you got to set your number to what you registered with in iRacing, or what you registered through Podium, the league with. You have to set it in iRacing to be your preferred number if you haven't already done that. So if you go to Account, Customize Paint Schemes, Customize Car, it'll pull up all the different cars you can customize in here. Once it finishes loading, you'll have to go select street stock if it's not already selected. There's several up here you can choose from. Go to street stock, and then down here where it says preferred number, you put 64 is what you registered with, is what it's showing. So you change that to number 64 there. And when you change it, you'll have to save it. See this box popped up here? So click on that and it'll save it. Also, you can change your car number scheme, paint scheme, I guess, to match whatever it is. I think you got that green crazy gringa car. So go to car number and you can change these here to some color that'll show up on that car, and you can change the font here to whatever you want. And you can change the wheels if you want to as well. The actual color of the car should be overridden by your paint scheme that you've got loaded to run. Alright, so once you get done with that, I'm going to send you a file, and you'll have to actually take it and save it into your directory for your setups, because they have a fixed setup, and we'll run some practice laps with that setup before the session starts. Once the actual session starts, they'll have it set where everybody has that same setup. So let me see, let me find this directory where it's saved at. So I've got the quick link saved on mine, but it should be under, let me see, C drive, users, whatever your name is, documents, iRacing, setups. Now these are all the different types of cars. So you'll scroll down to your street stock, and the link that I'm going to send you, the file, you'll save it in here, and it'll be this Podium SS Lanier setup. Once that's loaded in there, you'll be able to select it when you go into your garage. So I've got this set up to test street stock at Lanier afternoon, late afternoon. I'm not sure what time the race is going to happen, but I assume it's going to be late afternoon. So we'll go do a test session there, and I'll show you kind of what I've been running and what our goals should probably be to be competitive in this race. They're going to do heat races for qualifying, because it's a small track, and I think they have too many people registered to have on the track at once. So I think they said 3 or 4 heat races, and you have to finish top 6 to move on, and then there'll be a last chance qualifier where they'll take 6 or 12 depending on how many heat races they have. So once you get in here, go to your garage, you go to my setups, and that's where all your setup files will be. So that Podium SS Lanier is the one that I sent you and showed you where to load it. Just open that up. That'll be the one we're using. And in the fixed setups, if you want to, this will all be locked down once the race starts, but there's usually 3 things you can adjust. If you go to chassis, that's your steering ratio and your steering offset and front brake bias. I just started running what they sent us, and I haven't adjusted any of these. Sometimes I'll adjust the brake bias to give me more in the rear if I need to be loosened up inner end a little bit. And on some of the cars, especially dirt, I'll set the steering offset so that I'm not turning all the way against it. And I like to have my steering ratio pretty low so that it moves pretty quick. when I'm running, unless I'm at like Daytona or somewhere where I'm in the draft. Then I don't want it to be jumping all over the place. So just go to test, and it should load your paint scheme and everything. I'll run a couple laps here to kind of talk about what I've figured out. I've ran 2 practice sessions here of 150 laps each, which is what the race is going to be tonight. There's not going to be any pit stops, and we're not allowed to take tires during the race. I asked them about the heat races if we can take tires in between, but they haven't answered me yet. So once you get out here on the track, I kind of figured you want to do a dive down the straight.